Hey, what's up? It's David Weave here, and today I wanted to talk about how to tell your money where to go. This might seem like an abstract concept up front, but I promise by the end of this video, it's going to make a lot more sense. So what happens with money is that it circulates. Whether you do anything with it or not, it tends to circulate all on its own. So oftentimes we find by the end of the month, our entire account has drained or a good portion of it has drained, despite the fact that we really weren't intentional about the process of directing the money in such a way that it would be beneficial towards us. So the trick is to circulate the money that we get in a way that serves us. So we'll say over a 2-week period, you earned $1,800. I'd say that's a healthy balance to earn, maybe about average, maybe a little bit above. So right away, personally, I know that I'm going to have an $800 expense every 2 weeks or so. One is rent, the other is insurance premiums. Now, insurance premiums, technically, I use that as an investment vehicle of sorts, and as savings, it gathers compound interest over time, so that's beneficial to me, but I still count it as an expense because I have to look at the money I have left over that I can actually put towards bills and stuff like that. So right away, I'm just going to subtract $800. And of course, we're left with $1,000, right? And then over the course of the 2-week period, chances are you're going to be buying some groceries, you're going to have to pay for some gas, maybe some minor entertainment expenses, right? So I would subtract about $200 myself. I sometimes get away with about $100, maybe $150, but either way, you get the point. So now we're left with $800. And so now I want to begin to look at what are the various categories I want to put my money into. So I'll just say, you have a credit card number 1, credit card number 2, credit card number 3. I think I have 4 credit cards myself, but I would say the average person is probably going to have at least 2 or 3 credit cards, right? And then I'm also going to put stuff like cable and phone expenses in there. And then I'm just going to think of what are any other categories. So I have a prepaid credit card that I might want to put a little bit of money on for a rainy day, and I might have a little bit of money that I wanted to put into savings besides the $800 that's already going into it. So now I'm just going to start to play with numbers. Like, okay, there's one credit card that I need to make sure there's enough of an available balance for any expenses that come up, or maybe business expenses. So right away, I'm thinking, like, can I drop $400 on there? Is that realistic? And then I'm going to begin to look at the rest of these categories and just start playing around with numbers. And I'm not going to put a ton of money into prepaid card or savings just because, like I said, I already have $800 going in, but you might allocate a greater value to those areas. And then I'm going to speculate on, okay, how much can I put towards credit card number 2 and number 3? Would love to, do more than just make minimum payments. But if in every 2-week period, if I'm doing more than $100, then I'm probably doing pretty good. So I'm going to allocate $50 each. And, that's already $500 right there and $540. Now, most people with their cable or phone bills or other incidentals, maybe even gas and electricity and stuff like that, they wait until the bill shows up to make any kind of payment. I actually suggest making some kind of payment at this point, even if it's not the full payment. The advantage of this is that when the bill eventually shows up at your door, you're not going to have to drop quite as much money. And you're going to look at the bill and go, oh, it's not as much as I expected. And so that's a good feeling. And eventually you're probably actually going to get to the point where you have credit. And then you might not even have to make a bill payment 1 month. Wouldn't that be nice? So I'm not saying to drop a ton of money in here. I might just go with another $50 or so each. And so what do we got left here? It's $400, $500, $600. I'm not great at math, by the way. And then $640. So we got about $160 left, right? And so maybe I would just put that into credit card number 1 because I know I'm going to have more expenses, and that's it. So Not saying that I'm necessarily done at this point. I would just continue playing with these numbers until I'm kind of happy with the result. And then I would just go do this right away. Not like the moment the money comes in, you want to go and do this. Think about what your expenses are. Think about where you want to allocate your money to, and then start figuring out where you're going to circulate to and do it right away. Don't put it off. Just go and do it now. And then when more money comes in, you can make additional decisions just like this. So that's how to tell your money where to go. Yes, it might seem like a little bit of micromanaging, but for me, this works way better than just flying by the seat of my pants and improvising. Okay. It's always better to go in with a plan when it comes to money.
Hey, thanks for watching Music Entrepreneur. Just so you know, between now and November 19th, 2021, if you purchase any of our e-bundles, courses, or coaching programs on content marketing musician created specifically to help you get results in your music career, we're giving 50% of the proceeds to the education of underprivileged children in South America. This is to honor my late father and grandparents who also contributed greatly to the cause. Head on over to contentmarketingmusician.com/products to check out our selection. And if you don't see what you need or have a request for some other training, feel free to let me know. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.